Hello, Rowan Mithril here once again, and before we really get started, just a few things to mention here at the start. For one thing, something people were telling me after the last video, I actually forgot that the original Mega Man didn't have water physics either. So if anything, Iceman's stage was actually being true to the original game. Also an update on the memory card situation. IAmThePostalDude actually sent me a new PSP Memory Card. So with that, I will indeed be doing a series showing where all the construction packs are hidden. Look for that in the fairly near future. So with that, I think that's enough as far as announcements. Let's just cut to the chase.
I'll finish this. Ready? Let's go!
So here we are back at the stage that started it all. Powered up. Just as you can no longer shoot through walls, bladers can no longer fly through them. Meaning sometimes you can trick them into crash landing like that. It's funny, but it's really more time effective to just go ahead and shoot them and be done with it. We also have beaks, but so long as you're paying attention to where they're firing, they really aren't much of a threat. Must have shinies! So I really like the visual design of this stage. The way the leaves look nice and peaceful, it gives this nice atmosphere to this part. It also seems to make a lot more sense toward Cutman being a lumber robot than his original stage design did. But then Powered Up has a lot of really nice graphical choices, I think. It's not to take anything at all away from the 8-bit design. I still think that's the most iconic look for Mega Man, and it makes me really happy that both Mega Man 9 and 10 have that style. But this looks nice too. So the super cutters no longer just fly toward where you are, so running straight through won't cut it anymore. No pun intended. We also have more fleas than we did back in the Iceman stage. But as long as you're patient, they really aren't all that bad to have to deal with. And just as we did with the classic Cutman stage, now we have octopus batteries to deal with. The arrangement of enemies in this stage is actually pretty close to what it was back in the original game. At least so far as the variety of enemies that you'll run across. The octopus batteries themselves are actually a bit easier to deal with in this game, I find. Unlike in the original, they can't just suddenly change their mind and immediately go back to where they came from. Every time they hit a wall, they do have to take a break this time. Now that's not to say that they're completely innocent and harmless. There is this one stage in challenge mode where Mega Man has no weapons and only one hit point, and has to pretty much precisely dodge a bunch of octopus batteries. His hitbox is kinda wonky sometimes, so it can be difficult to tell if you're safe or not. So that particular challenge can get annoying really fast. Still, overall, they're just more tedious than they are actually threatening. Okay, we're almost done with them. Okay, another of these to deal with. And we're back to bladers again. And now flying shells. Unfortunately, there's no longer a glitchy ladder shortcut to take advantage of. It's a shame, I kinda liked doing that in the original. So just one more enemy in the way, and we know who that is. Hi there, big eye. Yeah, the only enemy type that was in the original Cutman stage that isn't here are the screw bombers that originally were in the boss hallway. Those couldn't be replicated here because the boss hallways in Powered Up are more like the ones from Mega Man 2 and onward. No enemies within them. Anyway, time for Cutman.
Warning! Mr. Wily was right. You've changed into a bad robot. Cutman, what's going on? You're an evil fighting robot now. I'm gonna stop you, Mr. Mega Man, and make you good again. Cutting it up.
So yes, Cutman got kind of a naive, cute kid type personality. It seems to fit him somehow, I think. So normally Cutman is nice enough to kind of telegraph when he's going to use the rolling cutter, but not always. Now here you can make it so that the fight is a bit less claustrophobic. So, in a way, his critical can kind of help you a little bit. Not always, though. Sometimes you really have to be careful about dodging the thing. But overall, it's not too terribly bad of a fight. So with that, Cutman is down. The rolling cutter is a fairly nice weapon to use. Unfortunately, it's limited by only being able to throw one at a time, and it is fairly slow and slightly short range, but still, it's a nice go-to weapon.
Nice job. Keep up the good work.
So, 3 down and 5 to go. This stage, it wasn't really too bad, but there were still a few hiccups along the way. Enjoy a few outtakes. Well, that was poorly planned out. Oy. So here we have a bit of a change to the super cutter dispenser. They now actually bounce along and get right in the way because I timed that badly. Wonderful. You just have to keep moving and watch out for the rolling cutter. You weren't supposed to throw it again. You're off script. Oh, that was bad. This fight can be a bit claustrophobic because of those guts blocks. I didn't expect that to bounce back. Ah, well. So, not too many outtakes this time. This stage really didn't give me that much trouble. Most of it was just not paying attention to where I was standing, or one small matter I will discuss in a moment. So, where does that leave Cutman? Well, let's see his old ranking. Originally I gave Cutman a 1 out of 10. And now? I actually give him a 2 out of 10. Congratulations, Cutman. You've powered up. If only slightly. The thing is, the extra point is truly deserved by Cutman himself. His stage really hasn't gotten any harder. And in fact, with Octopus batteries being more predictable, and Big Eye being less durable, it's actually easier than before. However, Cutman himself can catch you by surprise. You can't do the whole King of the Mountain strategy of shooting him back and making him keep his distance, like I did in the original fight. This time, you really have to mix it up with him, and it can be a fairly claustrophobic fight. The tricky bit is you don't always get a warning when he's about to throw the rolling cutter. In the original, you'd always hear a strange little sound when he was about to use it. This isn't the case anymore. Sometimes he will preface it by posing and saying cutting it up, but other times he'll just throw it with no warning, and that's where he can catch you. His critical isn't too terribly bad to deal with once you know what it does. It becomes fairly easy to dodge that and see it coming. Thus, while not by much, he is trickier than in the original fight, so he earns an extra point for a 2 out of 10. With that, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.